So this is one of those videos that I had to really think of, like, no. You got to wait till you can think soft. Don't think hard about this. Think soft. And it really was like, because there was this comic book artist that he gets harassed, or comic book salesman in the business for 30 years. He's like, and he just fundamentally just breaks it down. You know, you people are self-inserting yourselves in the name of diversity. These are really bad. This is just the worst level of fan fiction. You're all hiring each other. You're not good at this. Nobody wants to know about your stories. They want the story of that character. That's the entire... Whoa, boy. That young person was getting their drive on, dog. It was a pretty decent car, actually. But this is, of course, as you could hear, the period of time where all the leaves are blown into the gutter of the street, and so it just makes your wheel wells in your sweet hubcaps. This is wonderful, probably. Anyway, right, it gets all under the bumpers. Woohoo! Anyway, so I started to think, no. What was the goal? I had to start reversing my thinking and start, okay, instead of any kind of big emotional reaction, what was the goal? The idea is to acquaint the reader with an experience that they were most likely just demographically speaking in some way. That was just very unlikely they would have an experience like that. A life experience, like this character, to this diverse character. So, that was the goal. That was, and so the idea is you put these various characters in, and people will know more. Comic book fans will know more about such type characters' lives. They or something along those lines. They'll understand the experience, like, mixed race Batman would make the comic book fan understand my life as a mixed race American, or something like that. And the thing is that over and over and over again, you started to find that these characters, such as Starfire's daughter, there's a number of these that, especially the ones that are along the lines of queer inserts, that they're openly self-inserts. I can't believe them. There's one quite recently that I'm just totally fucking forgetting, that it's just so bad that but then see, I'm starting to think hard. Nobody's getting the experience. When these characters were written well by white men, sorry, this does have to be said, just to think a little hard on you there for a second, thwap right on the forehead. When written by white men, these were characters. They were characters. You have to read up on their background, which, of course, that's the entire thing about all of this. Not reading up on the background. The reason why you don't read up on the background, that would be hard. That would make you a nerd. But what this is the infestation of the dork. And the dork doesn't read the source material. The dork likes a specific graphic novel, went to the fan fiction, read it, and has never looked back. And now they make the worst. They're the worst. Their mind has been poisoned by devils. His mind is infected by devils. Anyway, the nobody's getting your experience, and that's so all this money has gone into it, all your creative effort. Then on top of it, when people were saying this isn't good, a fight after fight on Twitter, on Facebook, and then what ends up happening? Still nobody, not only do people not feel you, not only do they not feel you, homie, they won't, your company is now going down in flames, and your fights with people online are now going to become this kind of source of mockery as the years go on, because they keep that keeps happening. They get the Twitter timeline and they make fun of you on YouTube, or they make fun of you on, and they make memes out of what you posted because you're so anger mode, because nobody will buy your book. Nobody will support your movie. Nobody will support your new take on a character. And this is going to become something this is going to be ruthless in the long run. It's going to be an indictment of the entertainment industry of this time. It's going to be absolutely ruthless. You've made it worse. You've now made it where that the idea, there's the life of vapid people, and then there's the life of people that you're trying to portray. There's the life of boring people, and then there's some level beyond boring, which are the characters that you guys created. And it's just, why you didn't get this. And so and then it's when people were trying to help with, why don't you just make an original character? And that's the quintessential, I don't understand how that's happened with so many of you, that you haven't made your own character. I don't even understand that. That really does baffle a lot of us old nerds. Wait, you're in at Marvel. You're totally in. No matter what you do, you can't be fired. And you haven't made your own character. Nobody gets this. Nobody understands this. Nobody understands how that's even humanly possible by somebody who is nerdish. Yeah. And then it became, whoa, that's weird. And then sorry, distracted by machinery. And so it comes off eventually. What this is so the way your boy Zach has been, you see, he teases you in a way that now there's no way back from this. It's, autistic lesbians. This keeps coming up as these character types that they're not exactly bimbos. They're definitely being drawn so that they're not physically attractive, or the odd one where it's like strikingly physically attractive, but only because they're attracted to other women. Because the only women who are attracted to other women are notoriously good looking. That's the notoriety gained by women attracted to other women, is how totally devastatingly hot, superhumanly hot they're known to be. There's just a lot of this that at a certain point it's this is really, do you not get that this would almost be kind of self-mockery in a way? This is that more and more it just comes across this is really weird. It's almost as if you kind of hate yourself, and that you're writing these titles and these characters that in a way almost mock yourselves, but they don't really mock you guys, because you guys don't really behave like this. But it's just there's so much going on. psychologically, I think that really psychotherapists at some point are going to look back at a lot of these comics and be like, no, it's great. They're dirt cheap because nobody bought them. You could barely find a lot of them because they just had to be destroyed. But, when you find them, you find like boxes of them. And, oh my gosh, they're a treasure trove to learn about like this kind of period of time and what like the mental that people were having, like the very, very serious mental that was going on at that time. And it's going to be good for people at the time that this happens, at the time this kind of analysis occurs. But until then, it's just going to be a lot of mockery of the hilarious costliness of destroying some of the biggest entertainment firms that have ever existed in the history of humankind. Which, then there's that. The entertainment business is notoriously ruthless to a great extent. Now, because of the internet, there's a lot of ways like around kind of the ruthless characters, but I mean, it's production and services. You have to produce, you have to do shows, you got to make albums, you got to make books, things like that. So, and you got to entertain people. And so, one of the things that's going to happen is there's going to be an end of it that it's going to be, Saul and Morty. But it's going to be Saul and Morty's sons. It's going to be Ari and Uzi, if anybody knows the reference. And Ari and Uzi, they're not falling for it. They say, it's a take on Rogue, except Rogue is actually a guy. Wait, what? Yeah, they're gonna, yeah. But Rogue's notoriously hot, bro. Like, and really horny because she can't get any because she'll kill anybody who she touches. It's like really, really hot. I don't understand. Like, there's like a whole amazing character right there. She's a hot southern babe who's horny all the time. And her anger has to come out somehow. Her frustration. Yeah. So they're thinking Storm, except Chinese. Just these, that she's always been Asian. That at some point it's going to become this thing of, those people always come up with shit. It's going to become that. No, don't hire them. No, I know this person's only going to do pencils. Penciling, even though who knows if penciling, they're only going to be doing penciling. No, don't let them in. No. Oh, this person did a storyboard. No, don't hire them. Have you seen this person's ex? Have you seen this person's, them on social media? Look at this. Look at that. No. And I do think that that's going to happen. It's going to take a little while, and how it's going to pop up will be interesting to see. But there's right now too much of entertainment is kind of behind the times in a way. This is why they don't know what to do about YouTube and the total dominance of YouTube by the right and by males. And that they have to skew everything so that people will watch anything from the left outside of hate watching it and hate clipping it, so to speak. And so I don't know. So I was just thinking about some of this that in a think soft kind of way. All these people were trying to tell the story of LGBTQ plus people, trying to tell the story of the diverse heroes, and just how immensely you failed because you started from the beginning with just this accusatory bullshit, not knowing what you were talking about approach, the dork approach, that you were going to improve the clubhouse, and So one of all, Storm and Rogue, a movie. How did you miss this? I mean, I could just go through so many of these. How Hawk and Dove weren't an entire mini series, so that you could really talk about war and peace in the present period using these characters. That's the entire point of the characters. Okay, there's a few that I had actually thought. There's like so many from DC that it's like sick and wrong that how people missed out on the Royal Flush Gang. The Royal Flush Gang and what could have been done with that. With it just, I mean, oh my God, it's a field day for girls. Field day for guys who like dressing up as kook balls with kooky mustaches. I mean, just it would have nailed it. There's so many ways that it could be styled and everything. The Royal Flush Gang. Oh my God, there was so much there. There's so many of these characters that you're just like, how did you all miss this? If you wanted to do live action, like, how did you miss these characters? It just becomes, no, you never knew they existed because you weren't really ever fans. And then you told your own story through characters you didn't understand unbelievably poorly. And now everybody looks at your categorical stories of your experiences as just vain autism and bullshit of you blaming daddy and the white man for your problems, and it just and your personality issues. And now I see I'm thinking hard. All right, later.